Hi, my name is Mr. Wilhelm, and I have your son or daughter in Plain and Solid Geometry Honors this year. As some of you may or may not know, this class is being taught using the flipped classroom model. In an effort to give you a better understanding of what this means and make our time at open house more valuable, I want to quote flip open house. I will give you some important information about what we are doing in this class. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video prior to attending open house. First of all, what exactly is a flipped classroom? Well, according to what the students are probably telling you, the basic idea is that they're watching the video lessons for their homework and they work on their traditional homework in the classroom. While this is, for the most part, true, I want to fill you in more on what exactly a flipped classroom does not look like, what a flipped classroom does look like, and explain why I am doing that in this class. Flipped classroom is not just a series of online videos. It is not about trying to obviously replace the teachers with just watching videos. It is by no means strictly just an online course. Students are not working without structure. It's the videos, but then they are coming to class. And then when it's not just about being on the computer screen, but they are not working in isolation either. Although some of the stuff is being done at the house, more stuff is being done inside the classroom. So this is some common myths about flipped classroom. So if that's what flipped classroom is not, then what exactly does flipped classroom look like? What we're trying to create is better contact time between the students by making our time more useful in the classroom when the students have an understanding of the notes. It creates an environment where students are required to take responsibility for their own learning. It creates an environment where it's not focused around me, where I am not the center of the classroom. It's a class where content is permanently archived. All the YouTube videos are online. Students can go back and watch those videos for review. It's also a great tool for absent students. This creates an environment where students are all engaged in their learning. They get the opportunity to work on the important things that they're struggling with in class. They have the opportunity to ask questions from their peers, from me, and this allows them to get their personalized education. A quote from Mr. Martin is in the article listed here below on how flipping the classroom can improve the traditional lecture. The students are effectively educating each other. It means they're in control and not me. Another piece from Dan Barrett wrote in How Flipping the Classroom Can Improve the Traditional Lecture. Students cannot passively receive material in class, which is one reason some students dislike flipping. Instead, they gather the information largely outside of class by reading, watching recorded videos, or listening to podcasts. And this is something that I think in talking to some students, it does take them a little bit of time to get used to, but it really does put the ownership on them, and once they accept that ownership, they really in my experience of talking to students who've had this in the past, really like the flipped classroom. And when they are in class, students do what is typically thought to be homework, solving problems with their professors or peers and applying what they learn to new contexts. They continue this process on their own outside class. This is kind of a really good quote that I like, and I'll bring this back to how our class is designed and kind of the flow of what we do on a daily basis. Just another quick thing that I liked when I was looking about flipped classroom, and this was an excerpt from a response to the on this PDF down below on the internet, where a guy was talking about how he's used the flipped classroom and highlights how he was a good lecturer, and let me see here. Where he talks about being a good lecturer according to students, and yet in every lecture, no matter how good a teacher is, sometimes you have what he calls the back row boys. You have students who sit in the back row and are sometimes just not engaged, and you might be doing a great job engaging some students, but when you flip the class you no longer have that back row. Students are all engaged, and they're working in groups. They're working with each other. The teacher is able to walk around and help kids, and it eliminates the ability to have that situation where every student is now engaged in their learning. I've been not suggesting that I have perfected this, but I started using this flipped classroom this year, and it's something that I really believe in. The one thing I want to clear up is that the videos are all made by the geometry teachers here at Lake Forest. We have 3 geometry teachers working together. We make the lessons, we meet together, and we discuss what we want taught, and we send them to YouTube to watch our videos to help further our discussion. And we will continue to work on improving our lessons and engaging the students as much as we can. And then when we come to class, the students are working together. They're going over the problems, they're discussing it with each other, and using me as a resource. And by doing this, they are actually working harder and more productively, and we're able to have more time to discuss the challenging problems in geometry and really let the students be a part of the learning. In common concern that I have heard from students is in the flipped classroom is, what if the students have questions on their notes? And my question to them is, what if students had questions, homework questions in the traditional model? While it is true that students do not get their questions answered during the video, the lesson continues in class the following day. The students should write down any questions they have and bring that to class. Our typical class day starts with reviewing the video, discuss any questions that they may have on the video, clear up any issues. And then it may involve, not all days, but a lot of the days, an activity or a problem which is a continuation of the lesson, and then to further that discussion. And then after that, they're assigned the practice problems, which are typically their homework, and they are allowed to work in groups, ask me, but it really allows them to come to class after sleeping on the notes, thinking about it, coming to class with already having an idea of what we're talking about, and we're allowed to really dive into the problems that make this class an honors class and able to use class time more productively. I hope this helps give you a little bit of an idea, so when you come to open house, you're not just hearing about flip for the first time. If you have any questions, please bring them to open house. I can also be reached by email and by phone right here below. If you cannot make it to open house, feel free to email me. But if you have any questions, bring them to open house, and I look forward to meeting you all tomorrow night.